Hi kids, children, adults, grandparents, people of all ages. You might be a cat, you might be a dog, or anything in between, or an inanimate object. I think I need a lot of this. Sugar, Hershey's, and I could eat a Crunch right now, and this Tootsie Roll Pop sucker thingy, and Three Musketeers, and another Hershey bar, and Snickers. Oh, and the Hershey's Cookies and Cream, one of my favorite Hershey bar things. Oh, and a Payday, and you know, one of those Whopper thingies, and Skittles, and M&M's, oh, and Tootsie Rolls. And you know what? Frankly, right now, I think I could eat this whole bag of candy as well. Okay. So anyway, now I've completely gone into that candy tangent. I seriously could eat all that candy right now. A company called MSI. You might have heard of them before. You might not have heard of them before. A lot of techies probably know that brand name. And then there's others that probably don't. Just for an FYI, they make electronic things such as computer components and notebooks and netbooks. Computer components would be video cards, DVD drive, motherboard, things like that. Okay, so I am holding here a video card box that I had purchased, and I didn't purchase the box, of course, there's actually a product in here. But I purchased this video card for a computer I recently built, the same one with the hard drive issues. That seems to finally have quieted down, thank goodness. Anyhow, so here's the deal. It has it's like $70. It's a Radeon 5670, 1 gig card, DirectX 11, blah blah blah. You get the point. All right. Anyway, it has a $15 mail-in rebate, of course, like a lot of these lovely products do. And let's see. Okay, now they rejected my rebate claim. Okay, so before we go into that, this is what they want. Okay? They want you to sign this little form here and date it, which I did. You probably can't see the form because there's too much light glare, etc., etc. And I don't think this is going to help you any. But that's okay. And I think maybe, hopefully, I don't know if this light will help. Nope, doesn't help. Alright, moving along. So anyway, they want me to sign this form thing that you can't see. You see a white blob. And date it. Okay, they want me to print this form, which I did. And of course I signed it, as you already know. And close all documents. Which I'll get to what the documents are in a minute. And then, third step, mail it. This submission requires signed rebate form, which is this, that you can't see. Copy of invoice, hint hint. Original UPC and serial number barcode label. Well, if you look at this box, you see no barcode UPC thing. So, you know, they obviously got that one thing. Alright. So anyway, I got this lovely email that I was here at, telling me that they rejected, saying that the copy of the invoice is missing. Hello, I sent it. I sent the stupid thing. Okay, so let me show you what I sent them. Okay, now, view documentation. I can show you exactly what I sent them. So, there I've sent it and dated it. There's the barcode. Okay. So, look, there's order confirmation. Well, you probably see my hand, which is great, because that's what I want you to see. And then you can see blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. And you see the items I purchased. Okay. Fine and dandy. So, order item number $70. Order number blah, blah, blah. Submitted on 10/7, 3:49:50 a.m. So I submitted it on the correct time range. Alright. So let's get back on power now. Alright, so anyway, that's what I sent them. The order confirmation proving I purchased it, showing the items I purchased, which that video card is clearly on there, and the money I spent for it, and it has my address and my name, which matches the claim I sent them. They won't accept this because this is not an invoice. This is an order confirmation. Hello, this is an invoice. This is an invoice. Okay, so fine. I dig around. Let's do some searching. On newegg.com, there is a little place where you can get an invoice. But guess what? Let me show you the invoice. Now, remember what you looked at a minute ago? I'm unplugging you again. Now, let's look at the invoice. Does it look any different? No, it looks not different at all. There's only a couple things I see slightly different. It says invoice instead of order confirmation. It shows the tracking numbers, blah, blah, blah. And it shows the warranty information crap, which actually the other thing I sent them could too if I would have expanded that button. Okay. So as you can see, it's the same dang thing, except it says invoice instead of order confirmation. Here's the thing. It says send them a copy of an invoice. It does not say, it has to say the word invoice on it. Thus, what I sent them is really an invoice, even though it says order confirmation, it is an invoice. Clearly, because it shows everything that you would need on an invoice. It is an invoice. Period. Plain and simple, period. So anyway, the past several days I've been fighting them and pushing back on them and pushing back on them again. And I'm getting nowhere with them. They treat me like dirt. And guess what? I'm not alone. There are others on Google. When you do a Google search, there are several others with the same exact problem. Where they're trying to fight the word invoice. They won't accept order confirmation because it's not an invoice, even though it is. And no, I am not an idiot. So if you think I'm an idiot, play in the street. A busy one. Okay, so anyway. So I've begun fighting them. Where shall I start? Well, of course, let's just start off with this. I'll just kind of give you the verbiage of what's going on. So I emailed them. This is after it got declined. I said, I sent in a rebate claim number, blah, blah, blah. Claim was denied due to a missing invoice. However, when I viewed the documentation that was received per your website, I clearly see the invoice. Please advise this can be corrected or advise what you expect to see as the quote-unquote invoice. I clearly see the page it provided the date the item was purchased or ordered, the order number, the item that the rebate is being claimed for, along with the cost of the item and my address and information, which matches where I mailed the claim from. That is my first email from them to them. Well, of course, then I said thank you. Alright. Now, here we go. Here's the response. The documentation you have submitted is the, in caps, order confirmation. Yes, it's in caps, thus it's yelling. How rude. The document we need is invoice. In caps again. And it says invoice. Get your grammar right. It's not invoice, it's an invoice. Showing the, okay, so we need a invoice showing the purchase date and the item purchased. What I sent them shows them that. It shows when the order was submitted, it shows that video card on there and even the price I spent for it, my address, and even more information than they need. So those bung wiping holes can cram their corn wipe jerks up their bungs. That made no sense. Alright, anyway, you may fax a copy of the required documentation for resubmission at blah 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 blah. I don't have a fax machine, and what normal home person does? Please be sure to include a rebate tracking number. So, I have no fax machine. And I'm not going to rape off of some business's fax machine to send it. Because that's asinine. Okay. Yes, I'm getting really fancy with my words. So I said, okay. So I printed that invoice that says the word invoice, but nothing else is different. I printed it as a PDF and emailed it to him. Said, here it is. I don't have access to a fax machine. Here it is. And they say, we are not able to view attachments to emails. Bull. If you don't have a PDF viewer, you are a sad, sad company. Plain and simple. Please mail a copy of all required paperwork for resubmission. Okay, I already mailed you your cursed documentation once. I'm not going to spend another 50 cents for postage or whatever the heck it is to send it to you again for you just to deny it for some other ridiculous excuse. Not happening. So, I copied and pasted that invoice onto the email instead, because then it's not an attachment and then they have no excuses. And I don't care if I'm not listening to them. The point is, they are not caring for their customers at all. They're treating customers like dirt. So I got really nasty, well, without using a cuss word, I think. I got pretty nasty with them. And got very forceful with them, because I've had enough of their crap. Alright. I said, since you're unable to view attachments, I've copied the invoice into the email. Please review and comply. And I use comply a lot in this. What I originally sent you was an invoice, quite frankly. Nowhere did the rule say that the invoice has to say the word invoice on it. An order confirmation is an invoice. Duh. If you say the order confirmation does not prove I own the product, that all goes out the window because you received the original barcode to prove that I do in fact own this product and purchased it in the acceptable time frame. Which that order confirmation clearly shows. Definition. Okay, that's even more interesting. Definition of the word invoice. A detailed list of goods shipped or services rendered with an account of all costs and itemized bill. That order confirmation I sent them is an invoice. Plain and simple. And like I said, nowhere in their rules does it say it has to say the word invoice on it. They just said send them a copy of the invoice. So what will it be? Anyway, the order confirmation originally sent fits the definition of this word invoice perfectly. I'm not going to go into all this. Alright. So anyway, if you comply, we'll forget about the frustrations and move on. If you don't comply, you have lost yourself a customer. Negative feedback will be left publicly, and I will no longer recommend MSI to others. And the cat's in the litter box. Oh great, that's at least it's going to smell like what I think they smell like. Okay, so anyway, now, I know I've singled out MSI. I do know, however, there are other companies out there that do the same kind of crap to their customers for especially rebates, that they try to get you on them. Or they pull out a little, haha, gotcha, Popeye the Rectum Man. Yes, I'm saying rectum. Oh my. No, I have not anything to drink. I am just really loopy because I am so mentally exhausted with these bone-wiping whole corn jerks that it's just gotten pathetic. Okay, so this is Nerd Ngong, and I approve this message. And don't buy products from MSI, which this is what their logo looks like. If you see that logo, run for your life. Especially if you're going to get a rebate from them. In fact, don't even waste your time sending a rebate to them because they're going to come up with some ridiculous excuse why they can't accept it. Including the rules say we can just not accept it because we don't feel like it. Okay. So anyway, bye-bye.